Good morning, everyone. What's up, Ronan? How you doing? I'm good, brother. Just realized that my chart looks like crap. This morning I was talking about lacking discipline, and all I could say is takes one to know one, because I have not been disciplined the last couple of days. Just got other stuff on your mind, and when you do, you miss things. You really, really miss things. So I'm just cleaning up the lower levels here. Hey, Kevin, Hex, Travis, how you doing? What's up, Attila? Ramon, what's going on? Hey, welcome to the room. Hey, what's up, Zeth? That should hold for now. Hey, Flex, what's going on? Hey, Jag, what's up, Jam? Oh, man. So, you folks notice anything different lately in the market? We're going to open on another gap down. Exactly. There is no bid in Mudville. Right? So now this is, now remember we have different margin resets. Now what am I talking about? A margin reset is after there's like a big party, someone has to clean the hotel room. Okay, so we had a big party from September until now. We had a massive party. It was a rager, right? Look at how much disposition or disposal of product over 67.40 there was. Look at that. August till now. Almost an entire year of distribution. So now we trapped a bunch of people long in equities. God, have you seen what they've done to people in private credit? Oh yeah, buy this investment that you could never sell, and you can only sell it once every quarter or so. Oh, by the way, they have no money in their bank, but you can't get out of your investment. Um, People are trapped long, and they're selling things to. You got to remember, a lot of these people they don't sell their stocks; they take loans out against their stocks, and they go and do other things with that money. And when that stuff goes to crap, they have to start selling other things. That's why markets are like a spider web. You pull on one string, everything moves. So, as you can see, where's our gold bugs? Right. Oh, wait a minute. That's crude. That's Uncle Jed. Hang on. There's gold. I mean, Cisco and I were talking, and we were looking for 4,630, and it just came right through there. You know, gold is down what, $335 off the open. All this stuff is linked together. It's like the people who are trading, and we're going to talk about this in our 11 o'clock webinar on trading size. That's 11 o'clock in the trading syndicate. We will be talking about this kind of situation and how to trade it with size. So the market is looking for the bid. How do we deal with this? The way we deal with this is you don't try and catch a falling knife. Those of you who are look below and fail traders who have not blown up their account yet this week, that's a good thing. Let's try not to blow it up today. Okay? So what does that mean? That means don't be silly. Don't keep trying to buy the dip when there is no dip, right? When you buy the dip, it has to dip and then come back up to show you that the sellers have gone. If it dips and keeps dipping, don't buy. Okay? Yeah, it's like the Clash, London calling. But in this case, Raj, it's margin calling. What's up, Sadiq? Where are you at, man? Are you back at BC? Are you in India? Did they marry you off yet? What's going on? Talk to me, Goose. You disappeared for like a year. It's like you were abducted by aliens. Either that or you got married. Good to see you anyway. Hey, Cheerio, how you doing? You got kidnapped by the shorts. Okay, so they're trying to marry you off. Okay, so you're still in India. All right. You got in too much trouble in Coquitlam, did you? Yeah, I guess so. Coquitlam has a way of getting you into trouble. God knows I've gotten into trouble in that town. All right, we're looking for 22 and under. Yeah, I figured you were fighting the last good fight. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? Last time I heard from you, you bought this big fancy monitor and then you disappeared. I was like, uh-oh. So we're going to open on a gap down. We're going to have margin calls. Hey, Baran, how you doing? We're going to have margin calls. That means people who were counting on yesterday's low holding, they're bailing, right? My 4 times cost basis discount zone is 66.14. The way it's going, you could see they've just been, ever since we did, it's funny because we were talking in the room around here, and somebody was saying, oh yeah, the shorts are trapped. And I went, they're trapped for this little bit of time, right? They're trapped for this little bit of time, but supply is coming in because there's a lot of supply above. So they sold here, and the offer just kept moving lower and lower. That's why you get that trend line. That's what creates a trend line, right? I'm just kind of going by quarters, Neela. To fully flush a market out, right? See, I know this because one of my jobs was I was like kind of like a janitor, right? I was like a stock market janitor. See, after people would go and they'd party and they'd sell a whole bunch of stock in a company at the highs, right? We'd let the stock go down, right? And we'd sell it all the way down because these people don't pay anything for their stock. They get it for free. So you sell it all the way down, and then you stop selling, and then I'd go and I'd buy up all that. I'd find new investors and go and buy that all up, and then we take it back up again. Now, the more stock that has been sold, just like in a hotel room, right? You know, like the parties the Rolling Stones would have and they'd throw sofas out the windows and stuff? Those kind of parties take a long time to clean up. So it might take some time. That's why I'm saying a couple of months. You see, because last time it didn't take that long because our friend in Washington, our friend in Washington beat the holy living crap out of the market, and this was a big, quick flush. I don't know what's going to happen here. Is it going to be quick like this, or is it going to be painful? And then do that. So I don't know. We'll have to see. It's still early, right? I was looking for 66.21 and a half. Folks, I'm telling you, I was telling you guys about 21 and a half on the old contract. On Monday, Tuesday, I've been talking about 66.21 and a half. Look at our overnight low. It's 66.21. The levels are only off by 2 ticks. That's not me. That's how well this market is built. So what do you do when it gets down there? Do we do a look below and fail of 21? Or do we do a look below and go? Short term, we might do a look below and fail of 21, in which case you could take 21 back up to, say, 30, 34 for like 10, 12 points. There will be sellers here on the daily, but between here and there, we're going to have to dig in on a smaller time frame and see where they buried the cookies. Okay? There's a lot of inventory above us, folks. So this market is not the same as it was. We have single prints from yesterday that are still valid, the areas of supply. We have single prints here when we took that old overnight low and put in the new one, which we're still putting a new low. The market is trying to find the bid. I highly suggest those of you traders who have a larger ego than skill set, and I don't mean that in a rude way because everyone's done it. If your ego is bigger than your level of skill, let the market find the buyers before you start throwing your money away, right? Otherwise, I'm sure Citadel will welcome your contribution. Oh, I'm sure there's a little bit of short action coming down on us, Michael, but size selling comes from long liquidation. The reason is because the people who own it really cheap start competing with the people they sold it to really high. And now you have 2 sets of sellers instead of 1. That's why prices go down, because they start competing with each other. It's pretty simple. Nobody talks about it anymore, but it's very simple. So we stole product to people for 6 months, and now they're kind of getting like, this isn't really working. I want to sell. Oh, don't sell, buy more. Right? You know the stick, right? You know the drill. Don't sell, buy more. Right? Get cubic zirconia hands, right? Right. So what's going to happen is the market, as it sells off, it will find a buyer. It's going to come back to a level where they sold before. So when a market does exactly what it's doing now, your first thought should be, where are these rat bastards going to sell into this? There, or there, or there. So the higher they lift the offer, that means they got somebody stuck short just for a couple of minutes. And let's see how bad we're going to roast this poor bastard on a short cover. Because what if they're going to raise price, fill those orders, and then drop price back down. That's why shorts get bought in. This could definitely be buy-in. Remember, overnight inventory is short. Okay, so there is going to be some short covering. And it's because of the Iran war, it's because of AI, it's because there's a lot of stuff going around. Right? The poor analysts who The poor analysts who make models and stuff like that, I don't think they've slept in 3 or 4 months. First there's tariffs, then there's no tariffs. Then there's a war, then there's this. Then the AI changes the business model. These poor bastards, they probably have been sleeping in their offices for the last 3 months doing financial modeling, right? The macro keeps changing. So when the macro changes, the big investment institutions who have trillions of dollars, well, they're already invested. So they just kind of sit and charge fees on their money. What let me ask you this: what's 1.5% on $10 trillion? You think you could pay your phone bill with that kind of money, right? So you really don't have to do anything, except don't do anything stupid, right? Because you have a fiduciary responsibility to your clients to not do anything stupid and lose all their money. Get it? So those people, that group sits out and waits because they're holding money for 30, 40, 50 years. The war's not going to last 50 years. God, I hope it doesn't. Right? So who steps in? Speculators. And now we have a new breed of speculators, ones that are insanely smart, right? Computer and math people, physics people. Pair that with the technology that they're using and the investment in technology they have in their infrastructure. They pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a month for data. What we pay $50, right? So these people are trading thousands of contracts, millions of shares back and forth, and they're using margin. So sometimes they do make mistakes, and they start getting margined out. And then, as you just saw, the people who got short at bad trade location, when they realized that the seller had gone, right? When they realized that the seller went bye-bye, and you can see it on the chart. Look at this. Those who shorted, the smart money's covering on the way down. Those who shorted here and added here, this is where they figured out, oh crap, we're in big trouble. Boom! And they go, right? Very simple. It's not rocket science. Right? So yeah, that's what's going on. There's the old overnight high. I left it there. I mean overnight low. Right? And you can see that we tapped out right before there because there's a ton. And then there's a gap fill. So we're going to open on another gap down. Right? So just watch your whiskers, folks. Don't do anything too crazy. Relax. If you don't know what you're doing, it's a wonderful time to learn. Right? If you do know what you're doing, don't let your ego beat the hell out of your skill level. Okay? And if you don't know what you're doing, we'll teach you. Birdseye, Sadiq? You got everybody and their dog long above you, brother. There'll be big short covering candles, but really, the first thing that we're going to worry about or think about is a gap fill on the open. Okay? There's an old cost basis down there. Yeah, that usually happens, Fish. Good eye, good eye. Good eye, good eye. Oh. I tell you, in 3 months, you guys are all going to feel like you aged 30 years. uh, don't worry, we haven't gotten to Thunderdome yet. Right? This is still the teacups at Disneyland. Tomorrow's The Witches of Eastwick? Okay. A classic film. Old Jack Nicholson was classic in that. Let's see if we stop selling off at 32. I'm just curious. Eh, didn't stop for more than 10 seconds there. Nope. Size seller. Didn't I tell you that they were going to take it up, force the short cover, and then sell right back into it? Look for 26. If we open and take out the 1918 areas, right? If we take out the 19s and the 18s, let the market makers and size traders go find the bid, right? Don't go trying to be a hero and pick a bottom, because about 99% of the time, you're going to get your face ripped off. So let the large traders, let the shorts find the bid, let the wholesale traders build a position on top of the shorts. Right? You could see that here. It's exactly what happened here. The shorts found the bid, wholesale built a position, right? We started coming in and buy. The idiots who shorted here, averaged up here, went to cover here and got jacked. Right? They got totally jacked. It's the same thing every time. Markets never change. They just become more efficient. Mihai, did the cheese fall off your cracker? What's going on there, man? Did you a little wake and bake this morning or something? What's going on with you? Let's put it on the table? I think, you know, you're a little baked there, my friend. Go chill out. The chat's been freaking weird this week. Oh, I swear to God, people are getting stoned and coming into the chat. Either that or they're like sniffing glue or something. I swear to God. All right. I'm a little touchy this week. Exactly, John. Yeah, I'm doing it. I was just about to block him and he went, okay, I'm just joking. He saved himself. All right. So off the open. All right, smartass. What are you looking for off the open? Exactly. That's what happens when kids don't get spanked anymore. All righty. Looking for 26. Break of 26. Yeah. As these days go by, I'm just going to shut down the chat in YouTube. And if you want to chat, come into the room. I'll do that from now on. All righty. Let's see. Yeah, that 22 bid. Let's see if that bid at 22 jam holds during the open. I fully expect the low to get tested, and my discipline has been shit, excuse my language, today. So I'm going to hack away using micros, and no, that's not the trading account. Oh, there's the trading account. Close that. Put myself on trade simulation mode off. Okay. I'm going to let it open and see what happens. I'm going to let it open and see what happens here. I'm in no rush to jump in. You see, there is that little position jam, 22 to 26, and they stopped short here. So let's see. If you are long, you're looking for offers over 32, right? If you're going long, you're going to have a seller at 32. And if they see buyers, they'll lift their offer to 34 and then 35. I was thinking we could get a look below 66.12, but right now, just off right now, no. But give it a couple of minutes, right? Market hasn't opened yet. It's hard to the first couple of minutes. Everyone likes to screw around in the order book and move stuff around. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. See, they sold into it at 32. Okay, so that's good. Carry that forward, right? Which means remember it. Okay, here we go. Let's go test that overnight low. See, there you go. Underneath the overnight low, I'm looking for 14. There's 14. Nice call, Nathan. Nice call. Don't know if that was a call, but you called 12. Beautifully done. So that'll take us into 8 times discount zone. There should be some natural buyers at 6,600. And longer term traders, I'm looking for 65.84 if we continue. Now, if you're going long, you'll want to wait until we get over the overnight low. Okay? Hey, Badir, what's going on? Wait until we reclaim the overnight low because there is a seller there. Okay, folks? Watch. There's the seller. Wait till it cleans that up. Even though it's done a look below and fail of 14, I would wait until we're like at 19, like 20, 21 to go long. Because if it holds the overnight low, and you can go long a little at say 21 and flip them out at 23, that's not such a bad little business, right? There's going to be some sellers at 22. So that's exactly what I did. I bought 21 and I still have 2 left and I'm flat at 26. That worked out nice. See? That worked out real nice. That worked out real nice. So I was long 21, 21 and a half. I got out one at 23 and then I got lucky on the rest. Right? Beautiful. Done, Nathan. You're done like dinner. Right? That's good. I wish I'd taken that on the mini. So my discipline's a little better. A little better. A little better. I don't want to push it because I've been lazy today. Right? I've been lazier than the average bear. So That's one thing. I'm not sure. I'm having a little. I had a little debate with a very preeminent trading psychologist. I'm going to ask you folks something and be honest with me. If I did something on practical trading psychology, basically, how about let's use trading psychology before we lose all our money instead of after? Is that something that you would be interested in? If we take out 69, 66.30, it's going to blow some stops. Okay. What do I mean by that? Would you rather go to a trading psychologist before or after you lose all your money? It's a pretty simple thing. Just curious. Yeah, a little trading psychology, sprinkle it with a little common sense, James, right? Mihai, big frickin' surprise. Right? Now go away. Go tell your mom it's time to change your diaper. Okay? Now we're going back and forth over that overnight low. I'm just curious because this trading psychologist, she told me that it would never work. That people only learn after they blow up their accounts, lose their houses. I'm like, but that's not how it works in the business. Because you just can't keep going and blowing up firms, right? So, anyway, something to think about. Something to think about while we're waiting for the next trade. Okay. Alrighty. All right. Folks, I get a little annoyed when people, I'm trying to talk, I'm trying to do stuff, and they're posting stupid comments, right? It's a really difficult time in the market, and people are having a hell of a time making money. So it's great. I like to joke around and stuff too, but that's usually after the close with a drink. Right. I'll try and keep it light, but I've got people coming in telling me they're blowing up accounts, right? So I'm trying to keep it professional. I'm trying to get serious traders in the room. By the way, speaking of serious traders, 11 o'clock today we are having our how to trade size in these market conditions. For traders who want to trade larger size, longer time frame, and have the skill and capital to do so. Of course, everyone's invited, but please don't try this at home if you've got $5,000 in your account. Right? You can practice the techniques. It's always good to get consistent making small amounts of money first, just like in any business. Nobody starts off like Walmart. They build a business, right? Same thing with your trading, right? Now we're going back and forth over 14. And if that holds and we get back over the overnight low, we'll go take a run at the open. But on the 1 minute candles, I'm seeing sellers. Are you seeing sellers? Look, there's a seller there, and then they move down here, and then they move down here, and now they're down in 22. So let's see. If we take out that 24 seller, then that's a sign. right? See how there, see, we looked above, came back in, back above. So now you can see that seller at 26 is going to step in. And if you're long, you really want to be putting your offers out and let your orders do the work for you, right? So say you went long here at 20, 21, I didn't, right? But say you're long, you want to get your sell orders out as soon as you get long, because sometimes the candle doesn't last longer than 30 seconds. So you want to get your orders in if you're going to try and trade breakouts, right? Even a small breakout like this, like a breakout over 22, you know there's going to be a seller at 26, so you can tactically put your sell orders in, so that way you're not losing out. Because if you're long 2021 and you didn't sell at 24.25, you might get another chance here, in which case, don't take it for granted. Now watch 24. Can we stay over 24? So you know there's a seller at 24. See there? When those sellers see buyers, they will raise price, just like they're doing now. So remember, sell into the strength, my friends. Sell into strength, because it did the order book is thin. The order book is thin. Nobody really wants to buy this. The people who are buying down here are short sellers. And as soon as they see a seller pop up, they drop their buy orders. That's why these candles are large and they don't have any continuation to them. See? Look at this. Now we're going to go test that 19 low again. Oh, there's a bid. Right? There's a bid. I didn't catch that. That would have been a nice catch. Right? So I was short biased here at 22 and I missed that long. That happens. Okay. And what do we do when inventory is short? Gap down, inventory short. What happens? Short sellers come in, start covering. Okay? Wholesale traders build a long position. We come in, and those who shorted here and here, if the supply runs out, we'll take a run at 66.50 where a VWAP is. That's going to be your first test of that open. If we can take that A high, that's going to run some stops. And when we run those stops in the 30s, look for that 32, 36, and 38 level, because that's where your sellers are going to be. Okay? And if you're long, the overnight low is really your warning, right? You don't want to be long if the market can't hold the overnight low. So Raj ES26, we have a trade called the look below and fail trade. And that trade was the one I missed here. When we look below 14 and failed, you buy 15, 16, you put your stop under those candles and you sell into this strength. Supply stops based on order flow. This is a 1-minute time frame. You learn how to trade on a 1-minute time frame so you get fast. Then as you develop skill and capital, you can extend your time frame. Yes. TBD, we will head up to VWAP to sell. See, as we come back to the open, you'll see bids because people were using the open as a stop when they were short. So they'll bid to cover there. And if enough people are short under 29, it'll rip higher. I did not. I told you that's a trade I missed because I was talking about something else. And like I said, lack of discipline equals missed trades. right? I was talking about trading psychology, and I missed that trade. So TBD, we are selling. You see the sellers at 34, 35, just where the white line is. Now we're going to come back. Now let's see if we hold that 28, 29 area. And if we hold that, we'll start rotating back up over 34. Yeah, generally the middle of the zone is really not a great place for me to take a trade. I like the edges. So there. What did I say? The next level would be around 38, 39. Now let's see if we can get a 37 print off here. No, not yet. That 35, 36 seller, they're still there. There is inventory above us, right? And I don't think we've convinced enough people to short it under 30 yet. Let's see. Wait for the next candle. Let's see if we can hold the 32s or if we offer underneath. Oh, offer's lifting. Yeah, seller's still there at 35. Now watch the top of this candle. If it can't get up to 35, 36, we're going to come down to the 28, 29 level. They're competing at 34 quarter. Let's see. Can we bring in enough buyers to lift price over 35? Come on. No, they're not convinced yet. See? What did I tell you? There's 66.30. Didn't I tell you if you can't get over 35, it's going to rotate down to 30, 29? There it is, right there. Up we go again. Watch 34, 35. If they have size, they'll let them have it. They'll hit every bid right there at 35. If they see size coming in on the bid, they'll lift the bid up to the top of that red candle. I mean, lift the offer, sorry. See, isn't it much better knowing that there's a seller at 35 and you don't really need anything other than a straight line? When will I take a trade? At an edge. This is a little bit of distribution. There's no reason for me to trade this. For me to take a trade, especially in this market, I need a business reason and I need to be at an edge. Oh, please don't trade with me. This is not that kind of trading channel. I'm not one of those guys. I like to teach people how to do business and what to look for and then how to execute. But I don't encourage copy trading or any of that stuff. So, because you don't know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for a look below and fail of 14 or a look above and fail of 46 for a short back down. Here, there's nothing for me to do. Yeah. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for when the terms and conditions under which I do business present themselves. Right? I have certain things that I do that I wait for, and that keeps me from taking bad trades. It keeps me from getting stopped out overly. Keeps you from getting frustrated and losing money unnecessarily. So if you know what kind of business you do, you can just focus on that. And the rest is just kind of noise. right? I know what's going on. I know that they're distributing the product that they bought under 26, but there's no trade for me there. Do I paper trade? Yeah, when I want to test something out, I'll try it on paper, map it out, plan it out, then I'll use the micro to see if it works. And if I use the micro and it works, then I'll go and use it on the mini. I just like trading from the outside edge in, James. That's how the business works, and that's what I like to do. I don't like to overcomplicate things. So I hope I'm answering your question properly, right? Because I know here there's going to be sellers, and I know here the sell orders are going to be finished. So I'll go long here and short here, and right back into the middle, right? It's a simple way of doing things. It's very blue collar trading. It's based on market making. It's based on the business. It's based on how people have been trading for thousands of years. That's why I do it, because it's not my way of trading. It's the way the business works, and I adapt the way I do business so I do smart business. That's all it is. Because I grew up in the business. Now, if we get enough people short, like I said, under 30, we'll start getting those big green candles up to 44, 46. Let's see who comes into Walmart now, Jim. In any case, 48 and change is VWAP. And what a surprise. It's also the overnight low and the gap fill. So if you are long, that's what you're looking for. See, there we got that big green candle, zip. Now we get another bit of a nice big greenie. Looking for 46. They are going to front run VWAP. So if you're long, 32, 36, sell into this strength. Let's see if we get a gap fill. If you're looking for a short, you want it to, the ideal short is if we go tag VWAP, come underneath VWAP, and come underneath 46. Fill the gap and then drop down. There's the gap fill. Boom. No, not the gap fill. I'm sorry. The overnight low. I'm sorry. Good grief. There's the gap fill at 54, right? There's the overnight low. I was treating it like a gap fill. The gap fill is still not there. So there's the seller at 46. So if you're short 44, 45, which I didn't do because idiot me didn't have my DOM up, right? So if I'm shorting 44, 45, right, I'm going to be covering at VWAP or over. Sorry, the second overnight low, James. That was the first overnight low. The real overnight low is down here. But I was expecting a seller here because that was the old overnight low. And in fact, it worked to the tick. Sorry, old guy structural stuff. So I shorted a few at 44 and 45. And I've got some buy orders in at 33. I mean 43, 43 and a half. I got filled on one. I'm still okay. I got filled on two and I'm flat. Just a quick little backfill short. So that's the trade I was looking for. Okay. Raj, if you want to learn how to trade, join the room. If you want to learn how to do this, Raj, join the room. You can get 3 days for free. Okay? Oh, another one, eh? All right. I'm getting a lot of these. I'm going to start shutting down the chat. Sorry, folks. Apologies. Yeah, it's getting pretty bad. Oh well. If you think I'm a fake, go away. You got stopped out earlier? That's okay. If you there is no fill TBD, right? If you don't get a fill and you're short, it's telling you that there's no supply at that level and you're going to have to pay more. Yeah, but be careful now, TBD. Watch the offer and watch VWAP. I'm kind of looking for a short at previous day low. Let's see. Let's see if they sell into it at 50. That would be cool. There's 50. We've had a hard time filling gaps to the upside, so there is supply above us. If I was a size trader, I would be just selling them out here. VWAP is anchored to the session open. There's that sell that you wanted. If it holds under 46, you're okay shorting. Right? Put a couple of lookout bids down at 40. Right? Put some bids down at 42, 41. That old overnight low worked nice. Yeah, I'd be looking for 36 to 34 on the downside. Of course, it's got to break 40 first. Nice work. It's kind of why I left that old overnight low there. I was pretty sure they were going to sell into it in that area. And they did. Right? An old high odds took the trade. Nice trade. Well done. Now, if I was short 50 or 48 against 50, I had it covered by now. Okay. Alrighty. Drop it into the 30s. See if we can break 40. Just a matter of time. Good stuff, James. Nice work. Well done, well done. Okay. Little distribution here again. Hmm. Little distribution, Dave. Now, we found some buyers. There's sellers up here at 48, 49, and 50. If we can't reclaim that old overnight low, there are going to be sellers at the gap fill, right? That is a common thing. That is a common thing. Watch the offer, right? And if you're shorting this area, your risk is really 50-51. If we take out that A high, it'll run a few stops. There, see? If it runs those stops, you're looking for a gap fill, right? So we were expecting a big flush. It might still come. Give it some time. Still haven't filled the gap. There's a seller. They front ran that gap. Let's see if they have bids down here at 43. And if they bid 43, right, we'll go and try and get above that A high at 50 because people are using that as their stop. So there is some selling, right? Smart size traders who are long 44, 43 will sell into those 50s. So watch the overnight low and see if it holds. Right? I'm not going to predict. I'm just going to watch and see what happens. What's considered size? Hundreds, over hundreds of contracts. Yeah, if you're trading like 300 minis. There are a lot of size traders out there. There's a lot of ex-industry people who have cash and who have raised cash, have small trading partnerships. There you go. Yeah, sometimes high odds trading it's nice. Sometimes it's like getting kicked in the teeth every day. That's the business. When it's good, it's really good. Right? I'm going to let the large traders work this out. Let them pay the bill. I'm still not convinced on that gap fill yet. I'm very short biased, so I'm saying it out loud. And let's see, am I right, or is the order flow going to prove me wrong? The offer is lifting. Yeah, unfortunately, not unfortunately, a lot of people have they have size now. There's a lot of money out there, man. What's going on in the room? You guys awake? You left me at the mercy of YouTube again, you guys. Okay, remember today, 11 o'clock in the room. size trading seminar. I'll post the. I know, Dave. Don't worry, not you. I know you're always trying. What's up, Wizzle? What's going on? Yeah, I'm gonna probably I'll cancel the YouTube chat, and if you guys want to chat, you can chat in the room. I'll see you guys at 11 o'clock. Trade safe till then. And folks who are on YouTube, those of you who are interested in trading and learning how to make a living, check out the tradingsyndicate.org. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all at 11 o'clock for the size trading, longer term trading webinar. Thanks, everyone.